I want to tell y'all about how Jesus gets us in shit. Internet apologists say.
Shit, internet apologists say.
And they be saying some shit. Let's talk about the latest shit, shall we? Show you right. Well, in this particular article from our friend of the show, Helen Mehta, on Open Sky Media, it's entitled, He Gets Us. An ad campaign for Jesus ignores an obvious problem. So basically, in my Dr. Evil voice, $100 million was actually spent on an ad campaign to launch Jesus being shown in a more palatable way, to have movable minds come back into the fold. So basically, a group of folk got together, and they were funded by an anonymous donor who spent $100 million to shove Jesus in as many faces as possible. You get a Jesus. You get a Jesus. You get a Jesus. Everybody gets a Jesus. So basically, also what they did is that they had a series of commercials that went over to actually show how, if you're going through different things when you're at a dinner party and you want to make sure that Jesus hears you, or Jesus feels you, or Jesus knows you, guess what? He does. And he gets you. One of the other campaigns was, even one of the other ads was talking about how, did you know that Jesus' mama was a teen mother too? And I know that you're going through what you're going through, but Jesus gets that too. You dig? You know? And they actually are planning on doing not only YouTube video campaigns and other media sources. They also want to do billboards and all this other things. And they talked about how this and I believe that this is through like the Servant Christian Foundation. And I have a quote from the article that says that the Servant Christian Foundation approached Bill McKendry. He's the founder and the chief officer of at Haven, who were concerned that too many young Americans are leaving Christianity and that more people are growing hostile towards faith. And their idea was to do a blitzkrieg for Jesus. Okay, actually, their idea was a national media blitz for Jesus, but you might as well call it a blitzkrieg for Jesus at a scale that no single church can afford. That $100 million. And I'm going to leave it at that and open it up to the table.
I just see it like a kind of thing like buy a Jesus, get your salvation for free. Like, that's kind of how I see it. Like, that's the way I look at it.
Buy one, get two Jesus for free. There you go.
That's right. And like this whole, like, yes, do you know why people are leaving the fucking church? It's because the church has been doing all this hateful rhetoric for years and they're still doing it. And young people are, and they're woke, and they're sitting there going, no, because no, you're assholes. No, I'm not gonna, because the things that you've been preaching and saying don't line up with the 21st century, and we just don't want to be a part of it anymore. And they have to like jazz it up and do this huge ad campaign. And again, they do that thing where, if you're suffering, come to Jesus and everything will be okay because Jesus will save you and comfort you and it'll be all right. I promise. And I'm just like, and I just find it, so funny that they're again and again, they're, looking for new ways to sell bullshit to people, and they're getting scared and they have to spend all this money and all this shit to get people back in the pews, and it's failing. So, I find it kind of amusing that they're spending all this money. So, but that's just my perspective. What do you think, Teo?
I think it's funny, it's hilarious, it's sad. There are so many problems in here. Okay, I will try to take this from a more positive because I've been very negative today. I know, I realize. I get it,
Very
guys.
negative for a
Jesus gets it.
cartoon, Teo. Very negative
Yeah.
for a cartoon, by the way.
A very negative cartoon.
Mm.
But Jesus gets me. That's important thing. So sorry, Cynthia. It's Jesus. It's Jesus. He has some points.
Nah.
Okay, let's go with this. Jesus gets us because I love how this start. As you say, they are afraid of people leaving and all of that, and they start with Jesus get us, and they show somebody saying God hates you, and it's like, yeah, I get the idea. They try to say no, those people don't speak by God, but guys, right there, that same image is explaining why people are leaving you. And when they, in the second commercial, when they say, "Oh, did you know that Jesus was the son of that teenager mother too?" Number one, Jesus actually he was recognized by Joseph, so he didn't have all the problems that single mothers have. But most importantly, are they actually admitting that God raped a teenager? Are they really admitting that their God has raped a teenager and made her a single mother? Because there is.
Well, hold on. Now, there was a messenger that came to Mary and said, "Hey, God chose you to go ahead and have his baby boy." And she did kind of consent, saying, "Be it unto me as God wills," etc., etc.
I mean, can you call it consent when they say the guy who can drown every single human in the universe at his will wants to make you pregnant?
Okay. I concede. I'm just, and she and according to some historians, she was quite underage. What we would consider underage. So 14, that could 15, be. I think. Yeah, like they said that she was a teen mom. I mean, like some historians actually report that like that probably happened like when she was like around 12 years old. So that's kind of like statutory rapist shit. Just saying.
Yep.
Yeah, but it was magic, so it's not that bad.
Oh, okay. So
it's
magic. Okay.
Right. There's
okay,
your caveat.
Yeah. Ta-da! Yeah. Abracadabra. It's all
suddenly went very depressing in there. I said it was going to be okay, but. Okay, we have a whole country that all the politicians are based on religious rituals. You have the right side and the extreme right side, and both of them are doing everything because Jesus tells you to. Churches, do you really need to spend $1 million? Dun, 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 dun.
No.
Okay.
$100 million.
That's
Continue.
way more.
Mm-hmm.
That's way more.
Okay. I don't want to call this a stupid movement, but what a waste of time and money, guys. What a waste of money. You have Christians doing this for free. Do you remember when we were talking about pirates, atheists who were removing signs that Christians put out there?
Our matey.
Yeah, people are doing this for free, and you want to spend $100 million? Whoa. Yeah, doing what people are doing for free, and with commercials that talk against everything that you are talking about. I don't know. It's weird. I'm going to say weird, and that's the most positive I can be today with all the topics that we have been talking about.
I just want to, if you don't mind, I just want to just wrap up this particular segment by going to the Bible. Turn with me to Matthew 25:31-40. When the Son of Man comes in his glory and all the angels with him, he will sit on his glorious throne. All the nations will be gathered before him, and he will separate the people one from another as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. He will put the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, take your inheritance, the kingdom prepared for you since the creation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothing, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came and visited me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when did you see you were hungry and fed you, or thirsty and we gave you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invited you in, or needing clothing and we clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and went to visit you? And the king replied, Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. So, people, instead of spending $100 million on ad campaigns to bring them back to Christianity, why don't you use that $100 million to actually help somebody? And as one of our lovely nonprofits, Richard Gilliver, says across the pond, read your fucking Bible.